Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll and I am running point on this channel. This is your Eagle Rock August real estate update. Now, if you're following along with our updates on Eagle Rock, last month showed us a very hot month in Eagle Rock. It was the best neighborhood as far as projections, sales, over list price on the east side. But that is slowly starting to turn, and you're going to see that when we get into the real estate numbers. We'll look at some month over month. We'll look at some year over year. And at the end of the video, I'm going to highlight a few homes that have caught my eye as we try to find some value in this very tough real estate market. Let's go. In Eagle Rock right now, here's what we're seeing. Like I said, last month's numbers, last report that we did showed a lot of progression, a lot of sales over list. But we have 14 homes available for sale in Eagle Rock. Obviously, inventory is low. It's low everywhere in Los Angeles. It's low everywhere in the country. And it's going to be for the next 4, 6, 8, 12, maybe 18 months. We saw 4 price drops, which is 29% of the homes on the market. The minimum price to get into the neighborhood right now is $770K. We'll talk about that price point here in a minute. The maximum, $2.2 million. That brings our average to $1.158, $918. Normally, our average is around 1.35 in Eagle Rock. So 1.558 is pretty high, about 200K over, which could show us some progressions to have some more price drops. The average days on market is 49. Typically, we see that number between 30 and 45. When it gets into 60, that's when, home sellers start to lose their patience. They get sick of open houses. They want to make the move, especially as we transition to the very end of summer where a lot of people like to move. So we could have more price drops coming in Eagle Rock. We do a quick comparison to August of 2022. We had 18 homes sell at 105% clip, so 5% over the list price. So we are certainly going to see some major year-over-year declines because we're not getting to 18 sales for this month, mostly because we only have 14 homes available for sale. But if you are looking at Eagle Rock, this next segment is going to be most important because what's most recent is what's most relevant. So let's take a look at last month. All right, so last month out in Eagle Rock, like I said, things were still pretty hot. We had 19 homes sell, 103% clip. 103 is right where a normal number is going to be. You're always going to have, people listing homes with the potential and the hopes of getting, some offers over the list. So 103, 3% over the list is pretty typical. The low end is 700K. We have one available right now for 770. That low end in Eagle Rock, that's 700 to 850K. Most of those homes are selling right at the price point. So that's something to keep in mind if you're trying to get into the neighborhood. For under $1 million, there's not a ton of interest, not a ton of buyers coming in at that price point. Basically, because over 7% interest rate really kind of eliminates a lot of the people that were right on that fringe point of being able to afford a home out here. The top end, we had a home sale last month for $2.89 million. It sold 210K over the list price. So that's a nice potential there. What's that saying is the top end, the beautiful homes out in Eagle Rock are getting some more demand. This home sold for 2.89. It was listed for 2.68. So that's something to keep in mind as we transition at the end of the video and look at the home available for 2.2. The average 1.412, 737. Once again, that's over about 300K, or it's over about 50K, our average out in Eagle Rock. Obviously, that's inflated because the 2.89 sale that we have on 19 homes. Days on market is 17. That's low. Eagle Rock was hot. Popular homes come on the market. People jump on them. We look at July of 2022, 16 homes sold, 105% clip. That is a 19% increase year over year. As I mentioned too many times already, last time, July was pretty hot in Eagle Rock. Things were solid. That's starting to transition away. But let's see what's available on the market right now in homes that have caught my eye. Homes that have caught my eye out in Eagle Rock. So our average days on market is 49. So by the time you watch this video, we might start to see that number progress into the 60s. We might start to see more price drops. You got to find a home of value. You got to find a home that has great potential to appreciate if you're going to take on a 7% interest rate. In April, 1/3 of all home sales were bought in cash. It is a cash buyer's market. If you're going to get in and take on a loan at this price point, don't listen to the refinance people who say, oh, don't worry about it. Those people are crazy. You have to be prepared to pay your loan for the entirety of the 30 years. Obviously, at some point, we anticipate rates will drop, but you cannot play that game where you're hoping for that. You have to be able to afford the house you're buying right now. We're going to get an entry level. My favorite play, the top end. Let's start at the entry level. What's it take to get in the neighborhood? 2760 Filer Place, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 972 square feet, listed for $770K. Like I mentioned in the last segment, those kind of low end 700 to 850K homes are selling right around that list price. So that's what you can anticipate if this is something that catches your eye. $792 per square foot, which is pretty good. On the low end, below $1 million on the east side of LA, I want that number between 400 and 700. So I can live with 792. The lot's 4973, which isn't bad. Now this house is still under construction, so there's going to be some moves to be made here. But the most optimistic potential comp for this home is 1.4 million, which is nearly double. So you might want to take a quick, serious look at this home, because with the right progressions, with the right updates, this home can provide some crazy value and maybe double in price. Not tomorrow, not next year, but over the next 5, 7, 10 years, you could have some real potential for appreciation with this home, which is what you need. My favorite spot in the neighborhood is 5101 Longford Drive, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, 2739 square feet. It's listed for $1.375 million. It just had a $75K price drop. In the past, in a normal market, a price drop is a red flag. Not in this market. There's just not demand. Sellers lose patience, and it could have some red flags. You always want to check it out, do due diligence, hire an incredible inspection company, all that kind of good stuff. But a lot of times what it comes down to is just a seller that's just ready to move off. It's been on the market for 47 days. So if it sits another couple of weeks, we could have another price drop. They probably are going to be willing to take something under or at the list price. It's a mid-century ranch, $502 per square foot. Love that. The lot's over 12,000, so incredible lot. It's in a cul-de-sac, less traffic, safer. That's always a great aspect, especially if you're raising a family there. Nice open floor plan here, and it actually has an unpermitted 556-foot ADU in the back. So you'd have to go through the permit process, but if it's something that you're interested in, that could bring in a little bit of supplemental income to help pay down your mortgage, at least for the next couple of years, until you maybe get that opportunity to refinance. So I love this deal. The per square foot fits, the home fits, what's happening with the seller fits. Over 2,700 square foot home. It's a beautiful size for a family with a 4-3. So this house is very desirable in the Eagle Rock. It sits right around what our normal averages are out in Eagle Rock as well. So the value is there as well. I anticipate this home to appreciate over time. So certainly a good buy. Top end, let's look at the top dog real quick. 1691 Hill Drive, 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, 2,735 square feet. Listed for $2.2 million. It's had a $175K price drop. So it's originally listed for $2.375. Now it's at $2.2. A lot of the same sentiments that we just talked about with my favorite play. $804 per square foot. I actually love that number here and on the top end. When you get into the luxury, when you get into above 1.5, 2 million, you're typically going to see that per square footage at $1,000. So I love the 804. The lot's 8435, so not huge for 2735 home, but it's got a pool. It's been on the market for 65 days. That's our, like I said, 60 days is that mark where we start to see that. But we could see seller here who's looking to move off this property and get it under the list price. We talked about this last month with the top dog in the neighborhood last month, right? We went through the numbers. I broke it all down, and I'm like, hey, I'd be cautious if you're looking at this home. It seems to be overpriced. And what did we see happen just a month earlier is they got no bids and they canceled the sale. So they're probably going in to do some remodels or readjust their plan. So we anticipated that. I anticipate that with this house. But instead, this home seller, instead of canceling like last month's top dog, they decided to do a price drop. They might be available for another one. So this is something that's attractive to me. It's a very nice house. I love having a pool if I live on the east side because you're not going to get out to the beach a whole lot. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value. And we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind.
Yeah.